One of the strangest things that I notice about success is when some people reach it, they'll actually feel worse. So I talk to clients all the time, and they're working towards a goal. Getting that new job, getting into graduate school, obtaining something. And the thought is, once I get this, then everything's going to get better. They don't get that high that they were expecting. So the question becomes, what the heck is going on? So the first thing to understand from a psychological perspective is pain and pleasure play a huge role in moving towards something. This could be going to the gym. This could be getting a degree, getting a particular job. So the pleasure could be, my gosh, I'm going to have so much more money. This is going to open so much more opportunities. I can go traveling. I get to do this particular thing. The pain is I'm moving away from something. So I'm moving away from not having money. I'm moving away from not having the freedom to choose what I do. I'm moving away from maybe my last job that I really don't like, that I don't enjoy doing. So when you think about pain and pleasure, it's this idea of I'm moving towards something and I'm trying to get away from something. In psychology, we call this approach motivation and avoidance motivation. So you might be sitting there thinking, I had a goal, I knocked it down. Now what? And this might be you or someone who you know where they say, I can't celebrate yet. I just have to do this thing first. And when I make this much money, when I lift this much, then I will celebrate. Then I will become a winner.
Becoming secure is about being successful. That's not the case. If you're really successful, you don't end up with security. You end up with imposter syndrome. So I went to Tufts for medical school and I did my residency training at Harvard. And what I saw is that the more successful you become, that increases the rate of imposter syndrome. There's way more imposter syndrome at Harvard than there is at the University of Texas.
What the psychiatrist Dr. K is talking about is this very real understanding of like, okay, what am I capable of? What do I need to go out there in the world to do? Right? And especially, I need the world to tell me I'm good enough. I need the job to have the prestige to tell people I am enough. That is my drive. Because I can't do that on my own. Right? When you think about someone even who is narcissistic or is insecure, I need you to tell me how good I am. I need to say it out loud and tell people how great I am. Because I don't believe it in here. So the big theme that I want you to think about when we fall into this mindset is we become very results oriented, right? When I reach the mountaintop, then I get to celebrate. And the really big thing that I want people to take away is that if we can become process oriented, meaning where am I right now? Where am I trying to get to? It can help relieve a lot of distress. Whenever you set a really big goal, I need to get into law school. I need to lift X amount of weight. And it's super ambitious. It's like being on top of a mountain, looking all the way down at yourself and going, oh my gosh, look at how far high I have to go. I can't do all that. It's going to take so long. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so exhausting. And what we do is we want to do the opposite. We want to imagine you're at the bottom of the mountain and you're just looking at the next step. And we can think about, you get to make a choice today, right now. What do you want to do? Which direction do you want to move in? And as long as we focus on in the moment, it can help manage that perception that goes, oh my gosh, there's so much to do. I'm never going to be able to get it done. It can help battle that, making things a little bit less overwhelming. Another thing that is extremely important to note, whenever you are pursuing something, a relationship, a job, a particular status or title, am I doing it for the thing in and of itself or as a means to an end? I think I am so fundamentally broken and I'm such a loser. If I can find someone to date me, that might be evidence that I'm not a loser. So I'm going to use a relationship to satisfy this insecurity. And guess what happens with a lot of those people? What happens when they get into a relationship? For some, That inner critic is so brutal. They say, they're going to see through me any day now. Oh my gosh, I fooled them. I fooled them into thinking I'm someone worth loving. Any day they're going to find out that I'm a mess and that I don't deserve them. So let me end things before they end things. Let me do damage control. When you think about success, when you think about moving forward, approaching and accomplishing something in your life, be very mindful of, what is this doing for me? Really? And when you start being curious, when you start asking those questions and you open up your exploration to the ego, what would this say about me if I dated a person like that? If people saw me get out of that car? If I had a giant chest? If I had X amount of followers on Instagram? What does that come with? And if that comes with a sense of confidence and sense of self-worth, and this is amazing and I'm the guy or I'm the gal, just be super, super mindful that I'm telling you anecdotally, clinically, I have met clients like this, where they thought a certain amount was going to make a difference. A certain profession, a certain job, and that was not the case. So really reevaluate the way that you look at things. Reevaluate your own ego, and why do I really want this? That, folks, is the number one step. Self-awareness, the courage to be curious, and honesty.